We have a really big problem with the way in which we treat money, the way in which we create money, and so this whole idea of digital scarcity, it's a beautiful innovation, and so that to me is the signal. It's like it's trying to solve a very fundamental problem that we have in our society.
Hey folks, Flo here with CryptoNews Canada at the Canadian Blockchain Summit in beautiful Calgary. This is one of our very last interviews. We're all a little bit tired, but we've had a fantastic time here, met a lot of great people, done a lot of great interviews. And I'm sitting here with Mark Korthuis of the Glenrose Rehabilitation Hospital Foundation. Help me please. Why don't you introduce yourself in 1 minute?
Yeah, so I'm the president and CEO of the Glenrose Rehabilitation Hospital Foundation, based in Edmonton, Alberta, and the Glenrose Hospital started accepting cryptocurrencies in February of this year. We're the first hospital foundation in the country to do so, and so our foundation has been supporting health technologies for a long time. We raise money to support new health technologies at the hospital, and so when I think about cryptocurrencies, it's a technology that's looking at money, and so it was a natural connection for us to partner with the Canadian Blockchain Consortium, which we've done, and they've made this amazing commitment to raise $100,000 to support some of our emerging technologies, and just finished this amazing event where everybody here helped raise $30,000, so it's been unbelievable.
That's really amazing. We didn't donate personally, but hopefully the retweets, the shares and all that helped a little bit.
Every little bit helps, yeah.
Absolutely. So we're going to talk about crypto, of course, that's what we're all about. But tell us a little bit more about the Glenrose Rehabilitation Hospital Foundation. It is a bit of a mouthful, and what it does specifically.
Yeah, so it's the largest tertiary rehabilitation hospital in the country. We see about 80,000 patient visits a year. And we support very complex rehabilitation. So, after the war in Afghanistan, the military veterans came back, and whether they had issues with amputations or PTSD, we've supported them. And we really try to utilize technologies to advance healthcare. And so, like for example, with prosthetics, we have a 3D printer that we print prosthetics using a 3D printer. Cool. One of the main things that we're doing now with which the Blockchain Consortium supported is around brain-computer interfaces. So acquiring signals, processing them, and transmitting them to help children that have communication, mobility issues interact with their environments in ways that they were able to before. So the Glenrose supports every single complex illness, injury, or disease across Alberta and northern parts of the country as well.
Yeah, well, that's really interesting. Tell us the story of Olivia. I think that's maybe the most compelling. It's been told here and a few times before, but I'm sure many of our viewers would be touched by that story.
Yeah, so Olivia is a 13-year-old patient at the Glenrose who is one of our brain-computer interface patients. She has severe communication and mobility challenges. She's nonverbal, not able to communicate. And so we've used BCI to help her create pieces of art. So just with the power of her thoughts, she's able to move a spheral ball that's on a canvas. And so she's created 2 pieces of art that we then turned into an NFT, and we've auctioned them off here. And NDAX and iMining, 2 companies here, are gracious enough to pay $10,000 for each of them. So Olivia's really powering the advancement of the BCI program at the hospital.
And she's becoming a bit of a celebrity
too in the process, right? Yeah, just through the power of her own thoughts. And so,
amazing.
It's really showing that it's really helping reimagine what's possible for these patients and their families, and providing a sense of hope for not only them, but everybody that maybe has a child with some form of disability to reimagine what their future could look like.
And you did a really touching video around Olivia. Where can people find that video?
So we have a YouTube page, Glenrose Foundation, if you type that into YouTube. Also on our social handles, our website's glenrosefoundation.com, and Glenrose Foundation, Twitter, Facebook, it's all over the place.
And that's also where people can support the foundation, I guess?
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, we accept cryptocurrencies as donations. We accept traditional fiat currencies as donations, and absolutely you can find ways to support us there.
All right. Well, let's sort of zoom out a little bit now and talk a bit about crypto. My first question, actually, you mentioned NFTs. So could you explain what an NFT is? I'm sure there's still a lot of people out there who don't understand it or not as well as you. And you have a unique vantage point with that social aspect and the art side as well.
Yeah, it's just the way I think about an NFT. It's a unique digital identifier, a non-fungible token. So the idea is that you're creating scarcity in the digital world. In our case, we did that with art. So Olivia's NFT is on the blockchain. And now
Does that mean OpenSeas or something?
OpenSea is the website that we minted the NFT on. And so with the purchase from Endax and iMining, now they own the unique digital identifier on the blockchain, and it's also the art's represented digitally as well. And so it's just a way in which to create scarcity and also identify ownership on the internet, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's really clear. What are your thoughts more broadly on the crypto market right now, whether it be in Canada or internationally?
Yeah, like obviously the prices have gone down, but if you look at the difference between all the noise of the price going down and all the signals of all the adoption that's taken place, I think the hash rate's at an all-time high with Bitcoin. The number of wallets that have been opened is at historic highs.
Yeah,
I
read
read that
statistics recently about the Bank of Canada even saying that 13%.
I was just going to say, it was 5% last year. Now there's 13% of people. So I think that regardless of what the sentiment is with the price, I think the signal suggests that cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and Bitcoin are here to stay. And the innovations that are taking place in this space is unbelievable. And so, for it being a bear market, it feels pretty bullish.
Things are pretty good, yeah. And you feel the energy here too. You mentioned signal, and I often heard signal versus noise. Can you explain that?
Yeah. So, there's a lot of noise, especially with social media now. People that, you hear the term FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And so I think a lot of that noise gets the attention because people want to get clicks, but if you look underneath and see all of the adoption, all of the people that are entering this space, and all of the smart people that are entering this space,
yes,
it's like those are the signals that I look to. And also, what is the problem that Bitcoin is trying to solve? It's like, well, we have a really big problem with the way in which we treat money, the way in which we create money. And so this whole idea of digital scarcity, it's a beautiful innovation, and so that to me is the signal. It's like it's trying to solve a very fundamental problem that we have in our society.
Right. Any thoughts as we wrap up this conference here, the first Canadian Blockchain Summit? I know you've attended at least one more similar event.
Yeah,
and others abroad too, of course.
It's humbling actually how amazing the community is here. The executive director, Kalea, of the Blockchain Consortium is such a galvanizer of community and an advocate for the Glenrose. And even the people that have just supported the Glenrose, it's like, I'm always humbled and amazed at how passionate people are about Olivia's story, like you shared, and the support we've gotten from these companies financially, and also just sharing the stories has been incredible. And I think that's something the blockchain community can do a better job of, or put more focus towards. Is, we talk a lot about finance and technology and innovation, and of course that's kind of the core piece of it all, but there's a human element that I think the Glenrose is bringing to this, and Kalea's been a spearhead of that, and I think that really grounds it in what this is all about at the end of the day, is trying to better society. And so I've just been so grateful for all the connections that I made.
Amazing. And the final question, what's the most Canadian thing about crypto?
I was reflecting on this because I've used the word humility before, but we have a lot of world-class leaders in the Bitcoin cryptocurrency space that are looked to as thought leaders, and like the Jeff Booths of the world, and it's the humility of a Canadian that I think we bring to the whole ecosystem that I think traditional finance could probably use a little bit more of. And so when I look around at all the people here, most of them are obviously Canadians. It's like there's a humility about everybody and a kindness that I think gets overlooked from the noise.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you
Thanks
very
so
much,
much.
Mark.
Thanks for all you
This
do.
was Mark Korthuis. Thank you very much. From the Glenrose Rehabilitation Hospital Foundation. Now I can finally say it after butchering it a number of times. This was Crypto News Canada. I'm Flo, Future Flo on Twitter, here from the Canadian Blockchain Summit. Thank you very much.